cooking. And that means we need to give a good recap of what happened last time. So if anyone is interested in earning a DM inspiration point, please give us a recap roll into chat to do so. All right, let's look at the rolls here. We got a 7 from Lotus. We got a 19 from Game in the Glade. We'll go to Game in the Glade. Give us that recap.
Okay. Again, I've been sick all week, so I'm going to not do my normal gaming voice. Also, is Kangubot supposed to be up and running, or are you having issues?
It should be running. Let me make sure
Because
I
it's
didn't
not in
do
chat.
Yeah, I think it dropped out at some point.
Oh, there we
There we go.
Speaking of that. Okay, so previously on Rime and the Frostmaiden, so after being presented with the option to either have questions 3 answered, assuming that the werebear could provide the answers, or become a werebear myself as another option, I decided to go with I'll become a werebear because I'm big and bad, and that's even bigger and badder. So I let them bite me, and just in time, we get we know we're about to get attacked. There's a ill omen in the sky, a bad light, something that's oddly familiar. So we decide to meet it head on, and we discover that a flunky Church of Auril has tracked us north, and they've got the light zombies, and they've got ice mephits. Those are little fucks. And then, of course, she thinks she can take us on. Boy, did we prove her wrong. Can't remember her name, but we warned her that it wasn't going to go the way she thought it was going to. But, yeah, before we could capture her, she scarpered. But it's all for the good. Didn't want to kill her. Just wanted to prove a point that we're not to be fucked with. So, after making sure everyone's okay, oh yeah, and Alicia used the weird magical doohickey. That's what brought them on us. Yeah, cleared up the weather situation, and that way Nabernacker and his lover, their spirits could be freed. I still didn't see it, but Lotus kept saying something about them being on the ethereal plane and being anyway, boring. But yeah, after a good victory, we decided we were going to rest and carouse, and women got drunk and started talking about things I didn't feel comfortable with. So went outside to exercise, burn some energy off. And of course, Kia's always tinkering. That's what he does. He's a tinkerer. But after rest, new day, and on to the prison to drop off our charges. Hopefully, we won't be waylaid by any more bullshit. But such is life. Yeah.
It's like I told you, feel like the dad from Venture Brothers, where it's like, no matter what I try to do, I always get waylaid by jackassery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Such is the life of an adventurer, to put up with such jackassery. Well, Gaiman has earned a DM inspiration. Our backspiration question for this evening: who was your character's first kiss? Let us start with our friend Akia. Akia, who was your character's first kiss?
Like any small child answering that question, Akia's first kiss was their mother, giving them kisses. And yeah, that's been it.
Yeah, you may take a faxpiration point. Let us move to the Lotus. Lotus. Who was Lotus's first kiss?
All right. Since we're kind of playing a little fast and loose with multiverses and all that jazz. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Scottrick, for the fenspiration.
Yes, thank you, Scottrick.
Since we're doing a little bit of multiverse thing, if
wait, is Scottrick your patron?
not that I'm aware of.
I think you're lying to me. I think Scottrick's your sugar daddy. Because I'm noticing a pattern here. Anytime there's a warlock, there's Scottrick. Scottrick is a great old one.
I've only played in one of his campaigns before, and in that one I was a warlock for a time, but then she died and I played a paladin, but that's a whole other thing.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
That's all right. But since I'm doing sort of the whole multiverse thing, it's like some of you may be familiar with if you're familiar with Odyssey of Dragon Warlords, may be familiar with a certain blue tiefling by the name of Chandris. Now, in Lois's universe, they went to high school together. He was kind of a bit of a preppy kid, played lacrosse, and they did talk a little bit because they were both in the journalism club. And one of the things that they sort of bonded over, if you could believe it, was actually professional wrestling. Chandris finding the storylines, in big quotes, very interesting. And one Sunday night, while they were watching WrestleMania together, they did share their first kiss. Unfortunately, though, they did sort of go apart. Chandris ended up getting a very nice scholarship to Harvard. So they kind of grew apart after that, him concentrating more on his studies up there. Did eventually come back to Baltimore to found the law firm of Chandris and Chandris, which, coincidentally, the newspaper she worked for usually has them on retainer.
It probably would have sounded like, Lotus, I much enjoy our time watching WrestleMania, but perhaps we should do something more intimate. I imagine that's how it would go. Knowing our friend Chandris.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Steeples fingers, hides face in shadows. Excellent. Please take a faxpiration point. Now, I'd be interested to hear about Alicia's first kiss.
None.
Mm.
They have been more focused on their service work than any type of romances. So this is honestly the first type of relationship that Alicia has really been in. But even that they're taking it very slowly.
That makes sense. Well, then, please take your faxpiration point. Same question to Gaiman's player David. What was Gaiman's first kiss?
So I respect Akia saying that their mother was their first kiss, but I don't think that's really what's meant in the spirit of the question.
Well, sure, and they haven't had a kiss other than that, so.
Right, but Gaiman's in the same position. I think for different reasons. As Alicia, they've never been kissed either. Not so much a focus, but more of a they don't understand relationships and are afraid of intimacy, and so the idea of dealing with it at any level is just a non-starter.
This is interesting. It's like a whole crew of like what was it? Drew Barrymore. That's it. Changing my mind's image of you all. You all just look like Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore as a robot. Drew Barrymore as a barbarian, and then as a cleric. It works.
So what does that make me?
Well, you have been.
You're a
kissed.
different Drew Barrymore.
So you can't fit this. What's it called? This narrative.
It's the analogy. Yeah, I get. It's good.
But you all should be able to earn a expiration point here. Let's see. Excellent. And I need to take us to the cabin, because that's where we last left off last time.
Oh, and Orf, I'm sorry to interrupt. Where did you put the werebear things on the sheet? Because I'm not seeing it.
Okay, then yes. So Gaiman, your werebear items. If we go over to the items tab, you now have a werebear folder. So we have all of your werebear stuff there. And you may notice there is your flaws, your what has happened as a to your physical body now that you are a shape changer, your hybrid transformation, and one of the boons of your transformation having bear claws, not the donut.
Bear claws.
And if we do this correctly, when you activate your shape changer's form, or excuse me, your hybrid transformation, it should have a small effect upon Gaiman when you click the item on your sheet.
Okay,
Hopefully
so is this stuff I can just like drag and drop onto the sheet, or does it have to be accessed through this folder?
Yep, you can drag and drop it onto your sheet.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. This is the morning of the 18th of Uktar. We will set the hour at nearly 7:30 a.m. as you all wake from your various slumbers. The B team members that you have brought with you, including Knocker, who has been awoken from his small stint with death. Danica, the member of the Moon Maidens, who has grown into a closer relationship with Alicia. And Watto. And I believe that's it. As far as B team members are concerned. Now, OEM would have left the previous day. And of course, traveling with you all are your 4 prisoners. Hopefully, no more prisoners are taken prisoner in this journey. Otherwise, there's going to be. Well, you guys have 4 right now. If you get any more, there's the same amount of prisoners as there are prison guards, and that's an awkward conversation. So, as you guys all awake from the day, rolling the ball over to you guys, what do you guys get up to here?
I would say probably just like here after the whole thing that happened with Lotus last night in her dream. I probably think she suddenly wakes up. You know, she's not wearing the mask, so she looks like, you know, normally does with the scars and everything. You know, right next to Watto, and she's just suddenly bolts up and she's just breathing heavily, like, and she's just looking around, just make sure everything looks real, make sure it's not the dream still.
Noticing this, your boyfriend Watto would be like, Alexis, what has happened? You awoke in the start. Is everything all right?
I had this weird dream, and I saw my father, and then she goes to explain everything that happened.
Sorry, I clicked on the new toy. I kind of ruined the moment. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Well, no, it makes perfect sense because it's like your bones are shifting and rearranging, your skin's stretching, and all that weird
Oh
crap.
no, it's like it's a good choice. It's very apropos. Sound it makes.
Coming from Gaiman's room, you would all hear the sounds of mac and cheese.
Oh God, no, no, because I've been on the internet for too long. There's the internet meme of what mac and cheese sounds like. That's what came to mind. God damn it.
Anyways, Watto would put his hand on your shoulder, and you say that you have awoken feeling different. You think that what happened in your dream is reality.
Well, it seems so. I mean, let me see. And she'll grab the Flavia mask and slide it on. Eye changes, scars disappearing, and her voice returning to normal register. And she's like, "All right, let me see something." She holds out her hand, and then all of a sudden, out of it shoots sort of a ethereal version of her own hand, which is her mage hand.
He says, "Oh, I've never seen you do that before."
Well, neither have I. And she sort of experiments with it, just like how to move it around, like here, and then sort of play around with water a bit, use it to boop him on the nose.
Oh, I see. You've received a boon from your father, and you're going to use it to boot me. Well, alrighty then. As long as it isn't used for some sort of infernal pact and deepening our connection to the hills, I guess.
I think it might have, but I couldn't talk to him for long. I don't know, it seems like he wants to help me, but I still can't help but feel that there's something else going on there.
Yes, son. Fortunately enough, your father, being a, Lord of Deceit, Lord in the Nine, will have to be quite distrustful of it.
Yes, but that's not me. I know the others might be worried about what I might decide to do, but I don't want to hide this from them. It wouldn't be right, you know?
I agree. I believe it's best if we put everything on the table for everyone, that we don't surprise anyone with any new developments.
She'll get out of the bed and slide on her clothes and say, "Also, Watto, I did want to thank you. I know I might have gotten a bit frisky while I was drunk last night, but I appreciate that you didn't take advantage of that."
Of course. You told me a story at one point when we were first meeting about a what do you call it, a movie about an Austin Powers, an international man of mystery who did something similar. The situation reminded me of that.
True, but there was a song from one movie he was in. I feel very appropriate how I seem to have fallen in love with a beautiful stranger.
Yes, the bard. Baccarat, is that correct?
I think that was a different one. This is from the second one, or was it the third one? Another bard by the name of Madonna, but in any case, come on. We don't want the others to worry about us. Let's not keep them waiting.
Of course. And, well, the scene will shift to the other members of the party. What is Akia getting up to here in the morning?
So as Lotus is sitting down for breakfast, Akia is going to walk over to Lotus's stuff and maintaining eye contact with Lotus, because I'm sure Lotus is going to notice this. Akia is just going to slowly reach for Lotus's stuff, and unless Lotus stops Akia is just going to grab her stuff, stand up, and walk around the nearest corner with it.
Lotus, she does notice you're doing this, and just the fact that you're just so brazen to do it out in the open, she doesn't say anything. She just sort of watches you, And then as you go around the corner, she's not running after you. She's just leisurely walking after you. And then she'll send out the mage hand and put it in like a stop, sort of like a stop in front of your face and says, Akia, what are you doing with my things?
You'll find out later.
I would like to find out now, please. She starts tapping her foot on the snow.
No?
Akia. And she does that sort of thing where it's like she's very doing much like she remembers her mother doing, where she'll put her hands on her hips and raise an eyebrow. It's like, Akia, tell me what you're doing now, please.
Making an enhancement?
I mean, you could have just asked if that's the case.
May I borrow your stuff for a moment to make an enhancement?
Yes, sure. And in fact, I'll wait for you to come back so I can tell the others about some, and she retreats, dispels the mage hand. Some, enhancements of my own.
That's weird. Talking about the mage hand. Akia just very suspiciously, because they've got no charisma. They are very suspiciously going to back up with your stuff. Even though that you've given them permission now, they're still being very suspicious.
Right.
And they're just going to back around another corner.
All right. Well, I'd say like looking through your stuff, you see like, regular adventuring stuff. You see the spyglass, the arcane key, some calligraphy supplies, all this typical adventure stuff, paper, healing potions, basically all the stuff that she doesn't have, like wearing on her.
Akia looks out the side of the corner. Did you go back to the fire?
Yeah, she would have gone back to join everybody else.
Okay. Yeah, 10 minutes later, your stuff gets returned in a very suspicious manner. Just Akia just sort of does the reversed, where they just sneak your stuff back to you. And then they walk away.
So, what enhancements did you do?
I'm not. Maybe. And and they just walk away. You have to stop them. You have to like grab them to stop them.
Nah, she wouldn't have done that. She would have just gone back to eating breakfast and then just look at everybody else and then just shrug.
Okay. And then Akia will go to the prisoners and make that other enhancement. And spend 10 minutes doing that.
Excellent. Okay, so we have this little vignette of this happening with Akia and with Lotus. What is Alicia getting up to in this morning?
Nothing too different than most mornings. You're just sitting there praying with their prayer book in front of them, eyes closed, with a bead of light that's just kind of hovering in front of their, in the middle of their hands.
Excellent. Okay. And then finally, what is Gaiman getting up to this morning?
So Gaiman would have slept outside that night, having buried himself in a snowbank, just because he's more comfortable that way now. And waking up, he is very hungry and is having, even for him, an unusually large breakfast. And he's making lots of... And he's not exactly the most polite eater to begin with, and now like his the smacking of lips and like eating of like breakfast meats and things that you can readily cook on the road, it's a bit excessive.
Absolutely, and your chef for this meal would be Danica, and she takes note of how voracious Gaiman is eating, and she would make a point to ask you, Gaiman, you're typically a big eater, but you've even surpassed your normal limits. Do you believe this is a new side effect of your changing physiology?
Maybe. I mean, worked up a pretty big appetite yesterday. Kicking ass, taking names, all of that. One lady scarpered. Oh well. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson. But
Yes.
big day ahead of us. Gotta bulk up.
Yes, I fear that we may all need our maximum amount of strength for the challenges ahead. Danica will... Oh, go ahead.
With me being a shape changer now, so is it only when I'm in werebear form that my strength and con increase, or is that just a flat increase overall?
That is, it is active at all times.
Okay, cool. I will adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and that should be when it gets added to your character sheet.
I did add it, but it's not. I did not adjust anything.
Let's go to here. Let's click this button, and then back here. Let's grab Gaiman, and then okay, now it should have.
Yes.
Danica would ask the crew before we leave the cabin, are there any final things we need to do? Or should we head off into the darkness to face what we will on our challenges to Revel's End?
Lotus will take a deep breath and speak up and say, there is something I wanted to share with you all. I had a rather strange dream last night where I was visited by my father.
Okay. Should I share that what dream I had as well?
No, it's like, well, yes, if you like, but I share this because he offered some help to me in the form of a pact, and I took it.
Oh. May
Okay.
I see this contract?
Sure. And you'll see she reaches into the pack at her side, and she'll unroll the pact and lay it out for everyone to see.
And or what language is this written in?
This language is written in a infernal script, and Lotus, thanks to the connection that you have with the Nine Hells and the connection that you have with your father, you're able to read this Infernal script. So if any of the characters are unable to read Infernal, you would not be able to read this script.
And to be transparent with you all, she would read out the whole thing to you all.
You would kind of notice that Alicia is a bit of a speed reader. So there's some parts into the contract that they mention maybe slightly before you get there. Seems they can also read.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a devil, and not just a devil, but one of the lords of the Nine Hells, but he's still my father, and he still has at least some genuine interest in wanting to help me. Better late than never, I guess. You see she does with a very visible roll of her eyes.
After you complete your first contract, whenever your father wants you to visit, he can send a demon to murder you. I mean, a devil.
I'm not sure why he would do that.
That's
You know.
probably the more extreme version of doing that. But Akia does bring up a good point. Is this new contract in any way conflicting with your current one, with the Lord of the Nine?
As far as I'm aware, it does not. Mostly because I'm certain if it did, a certain someone would have let me know by now.
Scarrick is looking at you and saying, "You know, you try to do good by people. And here you go. Signing a contract behind Lord Asmodeus' back with old Levistis. Well, he ain't gonna like this. Huh? I know that you..."
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. And he just looks around the table. "You see this, guys? You think you can trust somebody." As he eats some of the breakfast.
Hello,
far as-
me, Kettle.
Yes, and as far as I'm aware, Asmodeus didn't put any non-compete clause in his contract, and I don't see how that's my fault.
I see. All right. Like I said, you didn't do anything against the contract or anything that would null and void it. Just a little shitty, that's all.
Yes, this coming from the evil imp. Sure. And she says if she'll just light up a cigarette.
Hey, I take zero offense to that, because, like you say, most of the things I do are out of the, the seek of my own advancement in the hierarchy of the Nine Hells. So, in that aspect, you are correct. I am very evil.
So Gaiman's been reminded of the existence of the imp because he was very focused on his caloric intake, and as he's been rambling on, Gaiman's just been quietly growling. And then as he finishes, Gaiman picks up a two-pronged fork and throws it at the imp.
The imp looks over at you and he goes, "Ugh," as the fork hits him in the chest. And not a magical fork, just a normal fork, so it only causes cosmetic damage to the imp. And he goes, "Hey man, what's the deal?"
Fuck off, evil little cretin.
Hey, no, hold up, man. All right. Well, Lotus, I'll be nearby if you have more questions about your contract or the deal that you signed with our Lord, Asmodeus. And he snaps his little imp fingers, turns invisible, and kind of floats off.
She'll sort of give a wry grin at the whole thing that Gaiman does, not knowing that she wouldn't have, want to risk anything contract doing it with herself, so is more than happy to just live vicariously through Gaiman in that regard. But she'll stand up, and as she starts packing up her things, she says, "I did notice that it did give me, along with the mage hand that you saw earlier, Kia, I did get something else, and you'll see she'll come over towards some of the thick area of the forest, look around, making sure there isn't any wildlife in the way, and you'll see the eyes of the mask start turning this bright purple, and then all of a sudden it's like I said, if you know Cyclops from X-Men, you just see this purple concussive blast just shoot out and just hit a seemingly random tree.
These
For-
trees,
10 force damage.
they're already having such a tough time without sunlight. And between you and Gaiman, this just doesn't seem very nice.
There is a audible clap from the B team as we see the display of the Eldritch Blast.
Matthew, is that something that Akia says out loud, or are you just sort of like providing?
No,
commentary?
Akia says that out loud.
Oh, okay. Gaiman will kind of give some serious side eye to Lotus for doing what she did, but then have sort of a guilty expression on his face for the rest of the meal. Because Akia is spot on. It wasn't cool her blasting a tree, but Gaiman did far worse.
Well, he's still planning to go to Revel's End, yes? Let's... I would say let's get going, so we can at least ensure that Lotus here doesn't have multiple contracts on them. Let's at least clear that one out.
So finish up her cigarette, put it out in the snow, and then go on away with everyone else.
Devils love contracts, so you'll be tied up within all their legal bindings for quite some time. Though I am curious, is there a chance for an amendment to that contract that you just received?
One from Levistus, my father. I guess it is possible, but as I said, I couldn't talk to him for long in the dream. Though I have a lot more to discuss with him once I fulfill Asmodeus' contract and get to actually talk to him in person.
I figured. Alright.
Before we go, give me a little bit of time here. Hold on one second. I got to do a thing. So Orpheus, how many trees would you say Gaiman chopped down in his competition against the other werebear to sort of prove his might?
Gaiman chopped down a total of 22 trees.
Okay, so I'm assuming that this is pretty easy to do, but Gaiman would like to go and gather up at least 22 pine cones. I'm assuming we are dealing with, coniferous, pine tree type trees in this part of the world, and put them in his bag.
No check necessary. Gaiman is able to collect those tools and put those in his belongings. Those seeds, I should say. The prisoners look kind of restless, and Thef will speak up before you go. This journey has become more and more dangerous, it seems, the longer that we spend with you. Perhaps until we reach Revel's End, you could untie us if we are going to continuously encounter more and more dangers.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
All right. I just thought I'd ask.
You know, my mother used to tell me that there were no dumb questions, and I used to agree with her until just now.
Lotus, in all fairness, I mean, the only dumb part would have been if we would have actually untied him. I mean, he is a, Zentarum Scot. So, I mean, what else are you going to expect out of him? He's going to try and be devious at every turn.
Yeah, she nods in obvious agreement with you.
Theth will shut his mouth. He's like, as he kind of hmps, his idea being poo-pooed. All right, well, if you are all ready to ship out and head out, we can move to the next part of the adventure. So let's head to the snowfield. The sled dogs have been rallied. The prisoners are all kind of isolated in one way or another to make sure that they are on their best behavior. And we can begin this journey. So for this section of the journey, I'm going to grab Gaiman, Akia, Lotus, and Alicia. And I'm just going to get a quick skill check from each of you as you guys are trying to make this journey as smooth as possible to ensure your guys' safety and the speed of the trip. So, Lotus, for this journey, what a skill would Lotus you try to use to help improve the morale? Oh, that's cool.
Very nice. Let's see. I say, don't really use that here. Tell you what, I think using her new sort of arcane warlock abilities, I'm thinking she'll sort of use it to sort of like see if she can like tune into the weave somewhat and see if she can use it to help predict like patterns in like the weather now that as they get further away from where they cleared out by the cabin.
Excellent, because yes, the control weather would have faded. The weather would have kind of changed back to its cold, inhospitable nature.
Ooh, 24.
A 24 is a great success, and you guys have a successful here as you're able to kind of tune in to nature to kind of tell you all how you should be traveling here through this section of Icewind Dale. Excellent. And we'll just hit begin. Smokey is very true. Alicia, same question to you. How would Alicia make sure that this journey goes off smoothly?
lookout beacon. Has no
Lookout beacon. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, a 17 will do it. As Danica would look over and ask you, what do your human eyes see? You would be able to tell her a clear path through the dale that would hopefully result in your safety. Okay, 2 successes here, and Gaiman.
So Gaiman, instead of using his strength, well, they're dogs. They don't really need to. I'll do it anyway. Gaiman is going to get out his drum and going to beat a rhythm in the hope that it will help the dogs keep pace. I know this is a little silly because dogs are just, sled dogs are just going to mush. You don't necessarily need to have someone keeping a tempo like for rowers. But we're gonna do a performance check.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and I think it's an original idea, so absolutely. But 13 would not be enough to excite the dogs in this challenge here, in this part of the adventure.
I'm gonna let the 13 stand. Gavin felt a little silly doing it anyway, but he just spur of the moment, he's going for it, and I kind of feel like in the back of the sleigh, the 2 prisoners are just kind of like having a side conversation, just under their breath, talking shit about him.
Absolutely,
conscious at the moment.
Excellent. All right, Akia. Party currently has, this is a 1-round challenge. You guys have 2 successes, 1 failure.
All right. Of course, Akia has made their secret improvements to help the journey, but their overt help will be in the form of remembering the maps and paths that they have seen before on how to get to Revel's End. And I'd like to try and leverage a history check.
History would work here, absolutely.
Ooh, I rolled a 5.
Do you let that 5 stand?
Ooh. What's the DC?
DC is a 17.
I'll try to remember a little bit harder. And I'll use a resource to add 4 to that.
Excellent. So, going into this next part here, you guys will get a windfall. Advantage on dexterity ability checks and dexterity saving throws for the rest of the day in the next part of this adventure. That is very interesting.
Very useful if there's going to be a prison break and you have to roll out of the way of closing portcullises and things.
So as you guys are, and we will say you guys have been traveling for 2 hours here, so nearly 10 a.m., maybe some small vestiges of light are kind of shining through the darkness of the overhead cloud cover. And because you all rolled so well on your challenge check here. You come upon this scene fully aware of what is happening as I take us to this map. Yes, don't forget your 10 temp HP Lathander blessing, everyone, when you wake up. That was a good shout. Yes, every day at dawn, you guys should recharge 10 temporary hit points.
Cool.
So, as you guys roll up on the map, you sense, the dogs sense, there is a presence here. And kind of rolling out from the outskirts of the caves, these kind of these bluffs here that you guys are passing by, a orc war chief calls his forces to run out and says, "Look, travelers in the snow, our prayers to Grumsh have been answered. Food and water, meat and blood have found themselves on our doorsteps. Go, my drudge, go, my ogre allies. One-eyed one, watch our backs." And these orcs will descend upon you all, as they are hunkies. But you are not surprised as they begin to rush out. The members of the B team fade into their own individual battles. And I'm going to grab you all and roll you guys into initiative. Or I should say I'm going to roll the NPCs. You guys can roll into initiative yourself.
Gaiman's gonna look at the others and just sort of shake his head, say, "Do we really need to have this fight? I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good fight, but I just want to unload these fucking prisoners. They were assholes on the way up here."
I feel you, Gaiman. Let's just make quick work of these goons and we can be on our way.
Okay, before you do that, oh my gosh. Some crazy initiatives were rolled, so something was incorrect here with these Drugé. Give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, they all rolled over 20.
The drudges definitely should not have been able to roll that well. Let me check on something real quick here. Oh, yeah, that would be why. Something was messed up with them. 1 second. So you guys begin to hear the beating of war drums from these orcs as they begin to call out to Grumsh for strength. Those of you with religion skill know that Grumsh is their one-eyed god. Very skilled in religion. At least you know that it's not like he lost his eye in battle. It literally like a cyclopean type situation with Grumsh.
And just imagine with all those super high initiatives, they just burst out of their stronghold like Cirque du Soleil.
Or
So many backflips.
So many backflips. I saw a Cirque du Soleil show one time when I was in Las Vegas, but I was under the influence of something and I wasn't able to fully appreciate what I was seeing. And those tickets are pretty expensive.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, let's see. Okay, and all right, now all of these Orca dudes should be on there. Okay, binary is still
A fucking 30?
yeah, it shouldn't get a 30. primary. Okay. Sorry, guys, about that. And okay, that is more like it. So, looking back to the initiative order, let's put on some fight music. Let's begin this combat. It looks as if the decentralized war chief is the victor. All right, on his action, the decentralized war chief is going to command his orcs to begin rushing down towards you, to begin to steal your guys' food, capture you, and do all sorts of other evil things. With his action, he will take the dodge action, and then he will, as a bonus action, be aggressive and start to slowly march his way down towards you all. And he will leave his movement there. And they will go ahead and pass it to Akia.
All right. Akia is going to use their bonus action to light up their bright light, try and get some attention on them, and let's see if that lets me see anybody. All right, not being able to see any of them yet, Akia is going to just move up closer and take the dodge action right here. And Kumakyu will be out here too. They're just going to take the dodge action back behind the bridge. And then I'll pass to who wants it? Who wants to like get in position?
I would like to try a thing, if I may.
Okay, I'll pass to Gaiman.
Alright, so Gaiman is going to move forward. Apparently not. Alright. So Gaiman is going to join Akia, and he is going to draw out you know what? Nah. Weird. We are going to get out Lucille. And for our bonus action, we're going to activate Lucille by speaking the giant word to breathe, and we brandishing Lucille in the direction of the orcish noises approaching. Gaiman is going to attempt to intimidate our oncoming foes, and he is going to bellow out, "I am Gaiman the Glaive. I have slewn barbarian chieftains, taken their heads, claimed their pelts as prizes. You scum, I'll wear your guts for garters. I'll give you a death by Tempest's hand you don't deserve. Face me and perish. Run if you value your lives. I am Game in the Glade. Fear me. And I would like to use my Demon Inspiration to roll for advantage with this intimidation check.
Absolutely. Give me an intimidation check, and let's see how well you can dissuade your foes here.
I mean, I'm big and burly and scary. I know I was using my words. Would you allow intimidation strength, or would you say this is more of a charisma situation?
You could use intimidation strength.
Okay. All right. Roll with advantage.
Oof. Okay.
Really, a 5? God damn it!
You see no change in the attitude of these orc raiders that are coming after you all.
Okay. Well, that's my movement, bonus action, and action. Yeah. Alicia, do you want it, or Lotus? Or do you want me to just pass the bad guys so we can kind of control initiative on the back end?
I'm thinking we let the bad guys in so they can come in and we can see what they're doing. But if you wanted Alicia, you can go ahead and take it.
No, that sounds good.
All right, I will pass to Paltry Ogre.
All right, Paltry Ogre is up. All right, Paltry Ogre will call out, "I will do it for you, Chief. I will chase down these creatures." And they will use a move to get to there. They will dodge with their action. And they're going to use their bonus action to be aggressive. To move another 30 feet. Kind of to behind this pillar. The infrequent ogre kind of skates around this corner. They are going to do something similar. They're going to start dodging. And bonus action. They are going to use their aggressive to start moving a little bit. So let's see. Here, as they start to kind of make their way down. Okay, and some of these small fries start making their way down. And let's see how far away you guys are. All right, Gaiman and Akia are within range of this. They start running with their longbow drawn. It's a 150-foot range, so they'll target Gaiman as they start running. And they take a shot at Gaiman with their longbow. It's a pretty good shot as a shaft flies through the air and hits Gaiman. Okay. They will pass to another of these drudges.
Oh, I'm clicking on the damage and it's not applying it.
Oh, that's strange. It let me apply it. That's weird. You might be out of sync.
In that case, let me log out and log back in.
All right, this homie is going to dodge. And let's see. They will pass to binary. Also, kind of runs down the steps. Dodging doesn't have anyone in their sight quite yet. This drudge begins to double move down. This guy will also kind of run down the stairs towards you all. You might not be able to see him because he's covered by these natural kind of, well, surfaces that are kind of blocking vision. Continuing the traveling train here of drudges moving to your position. Okay, this drudge will follow this orc up this embankment here and will move out. This guy kind of moves just barely into your light. Okay, and the Eye of Groomish moves to here, and Alicia, you would recognize this spell as they call toward Groomish, or Groomsh, excuse me, to bless their war chief.
Let me see something real quick. How far away is he? Not too far away for counterspell. Nope, go ahead.
Yeah, they're way far out, and if you can't see them, you can't counterspell. I don't know if you can see out that far. Let's see. They can do one more guy, so they'll bless this guy. Okay, so that guy blesses them, and we will have that be all that he does, and we will pass it to Lotus.
Alright. I can see a couple dudes here, so I'll just move up just a bit here. And here, just so that I can still be behind Gaiman and Kia here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and spend a sorcery point for Twin Spell. And then I'll go ahead and shoot out a couple of fire bolts. First I'll target, let's see here, Stinky, right up here first. Alright, 29 for 11 fire. Then second one going at moving.
You have bloodied Stinky.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm technically level 1 in Warlocks, so I don't have the Eldritch Invocations to get the Charisma bonus on that just yet. That, and also I did want to ask real quick, just so I'm like here, I know later on, Eldritch Blast, you can get, target multiple targets, but since right now it only targets one, could I combo that with Twin Spell, since it only targets one creature at the moment?
Well,
So Eldritch Blast levels up with you as you level, so right now you would shoot multiple beams.
Yeah.
Does
Which
it?
unfortunately would make it inoperable with spell.
Mhm.
Alright, never mind then. Alright, so, so it's 2 firebolts there, -1 sorcery point, down to 7 out of 8, and, yep, I'll just go ahead and hang here, that'll do for me.
Okay, the orcs, not dissuaded by the magic quite yet, continue their path towards you all.
Okay. I kind of want to piggyback on what Game is doing. But I'll cast Thaumaturgy. Kind of make Alicia's voice louder than their normal octave. And kind of yell out. He's quite right. This is not a battle you want to take. It would only end with multiple deaths. I would suggest standing down and letting us go, or this will end very poorly for all of you.
All right, using your cantrip, your voice booms out. The snow kind of like crackles. And you hear the sound of the war chief say, "Don't let them dissuade you. We need this food. We need to eat. And they are filled with meat."
Alright. Seems like a really ragged their ideas. So then I'll just move to about here. And as a bonus action, I'm going to bring out the Weapon of Faith.
Here we go.
And kind of put it somewhat close by. Alright, that's my bonus action. Alright, that's it. I'll pass it to the last orc grudge.
I think they all went this round, it looks like.
It shows that there's still one more.
On mine, it doesn't.
Mine does.
Binary.
Binary.
Mine shows that binary went
Yeah, mine does too.
and is now dodging.
Maybe I'm out of sync again.
I just reloaded. But okay, if that's the case. I'll pass it then to. I'll pass it to Gavin.
Okay, so going into round 2. Boop. Gaiman.
With a longbow arrow sticking out of his body, he's gonna look to the others and he's gonna say, "Well, what's it gonna be? Bloodshed, or do we try to bargain?" Like what? He's real quick. Like, where are you guys at?
We can knock
Like,
them out.
you want to try and like make peace with these orcs and like figure something out, or do we just want to fucking kill them all because they're orcs?
I think
They're just gonna attack the next group.
True. But I think Alicia would probably say it's maybe better just to knock them out. They respect strength, and if we show that we're stronger than them, then they'll respect.
All right. Gaiman's gonna call out to the orcs. This is your last chance. I will give you. This is your last chance. If you do not back down, there will be no survivors. witness my strength. And we're going to rage. And so we've grown much larger.
So bonus action rages, and then Gaiman shouts out this demand, this call to surrender. So you could give us a another persuasion check or maybe intimidation check to see if you can reason with these creatures.
Yeah. We'll throw out one more intimidation.
If that is, damn, a 26. That is a very good intimidation check. Some of the creatures that are nearby look back to their commander, and I'm going to say these front four here are all afflicted with fear 1, with of how strong that check was, as they kind of are taken aback by the presence that Gaiman just pushed out into the ether. They look unsure of themselves now. All right, Gaiman, you have control of the initiative. Who would you like to pass to?
If nobody in particular wants it, does anybody want it?
I'll take it.
Okay, I will pass to Alicia. But in passing to Alicia, Gaiman will turn to Akia and say, kind of like at a cold, controlled, seething rage. You're not wrong. They're orcs. They would only waylay another party. But if we can break their spirit, bend them to our terms, perhaps a third way could be found. But if they do not bend, we will break them utterly.
Okay.
Then passing to Alicia.
All right. Pretty much gonna do the same thing that their priest did, and I'm gonna cast Bless on the whole party.
And Akia's just like, okay, Gaiman, we'll do it your way. I love Akia. There's some things he's just so intensely passionate about. Other things he's just like, okay.
I'm gonna take a half step back, and that's gonna be it for me. Does anyone have a preference or pass it to?
I'll take it.
Okay, pass it.
Go for it.
Taking Gaiman's cue, Akia's gonna be like, okie dokie, and they're going to walk up 15 feet and let's see, this is a tree, right? Just a large tree, or is that like a pillar?
That is a broken off piece of stone.
How tall is that?
We will say it's 10 feet tall, so just enough to shade this ogre.
Okay. What's the tallest structure around here?
It would be, not counting the waterfall, this broken down structure here that goes up to 20 feet tall.
Okay. It's kind of hard to tell from the map. Is there like a portion of it that is thinner? Like, are there any like Washington Monument portions of it?
Are you asking if any of it comes to like a sharp point? There are some jagged edges of it. Yes.
Well, my idea is Akia really wants to go along with what Gaiman is saying, and they're thinking they're going to attack this structure. And they want something that would just be a little bit more dramatic. So they're looking for something that might break off easier. So that's what I'm thinking, like a Washington Monument, sort of, just a portion of it that looks like it'd be easier to break off than the rest of it. If there's not like any of those, what's that called? Towery points to it.
Obelisk or plinth?
Yeah, any obelisk type parts and portions to it, they'll just sort of blast the middle of it. Yeah. Does it come up into two portions? It kind of looks like it might have two portions, like one here, one here.
It's more like it's a. You guys don't have access to all of it because you don't have the because there's walls. It's almost like it is a letter P, if you can imagine, and part of the P has been broken. So like this is the bottom. Like this is the bottom of the P here. Oh my gosh, I thought I had my drawing tool. Like this is the bottom, and then it makes the letter P. Kind of like that.
Okay. All right. I want to see if I can get a good angle on this. Akia's going along with what Gaiman is saying. They're going to try to add to that with a lightning bolt through here, like this.
You're gonna shoot a lightning bolt into the rock here?
Yeah, just try to just make a show of it.
Alright, you can give me that template. Okay, so it would basically... walls can't make dexterity saving throws. But it would kind of hit this wall here. It would...
Yeah, and I'm doing it kind of up a little bit. Just trying to do damage, but also kind of take it up. Just so everyone can see it. Because I know, like, there's some people behind the structure. So I'm just trying to make sure everyone can see this lightning bolt.
All right, you shoot a lightning bolt. It hits kind of the structure, kind of goes up into the air. It is very spectacular. The forces kind of cover down as some of the rocks from the structure that you hit kind of hit the ground, and the war chief yells out, "They have spellcasters. That means they have magical items, even more objects to bring back to our homes, to our tribes. Keep driving forward."
And Akia will step back 10 feet, finishing their movement. And Kumaki is just going to drop down behind this edge of the wall back here, just completely behind it, and just hide.
Okay.
And Akia will turn to Gaiman and say, I don't think it's going to work, Gaiman. I'm sorry, I tried. Perhaps my lightning bolt wasn't large enough.
Gamer will just shake his head and say, perhaps they're just stupid fucking orcs, and they're all gonna die.
All right, and I will pass to the infrequent ogre.
All right, the infrequent ogre is going to be very kind of afraid here to start out with. So they are starting their turn feared. They are going to kind of move along this edge here because they can see your light, so they kind of don't want to get into the light. Let's see here. All right, so I guess either way, this is going to be a disadvantage. So this ogre pulls off from its back this giant javelin, and it is going to throw a javelin at our friend Lotus standing in the back. So here comes a javelin at Lotus. As it comes out of the darkness, this would be at disadvantage because it is throwing
All right.
it beyond, what's it called? Beyond 30 feet.
Yep, 15 just misses my AC.
Okay, the ogre misses, screams, damn, almost hit. And it will continue to kind of stay in the darkness as it's moving this direction. And it is going to pass to the war chief. The war chief is going to stop its dodge. Moving this way. It yells out, these people make big show. If afraid to fight, afraid of orcs, just surrender already. Then it will be aggressive as it moves 60 feet in. Let's see how close you guys are. As it runs into battle. And for its action, because it hasn't used its action yet, it will just continue to dodge. Alright, passing to Paltry Ogre, who is still feared by Gaiman. It will run forward. It points out to its war chief that Akia was the one who shot the lightning bolt. Trying to impress them, it will throw a javelin at you, Akia. Let's see, this is at disadvantage because it is throwing it from, it could, well, from where it started. No, it could not have gotten any closer, so this is a disadvantage.
All right. Let's see it coming in a bash it on a shield.
Excellent. Okay, here we go. The populace drudge, as these orcs continue to try to surround you guys, is going to start moving 60 feet.
I think they're trying to surround us.
Yeah, you guys get that feeling as they're trying to encircle you. And orcs are moving in the darkness beyond the outstretches of your light. And upon the call of there being spellcasters, they're trying to stay as spread out as they can, at least for the time being. This guy is going to dash with his action. You guys recognize this as the spellcaster. Game recognizes game as they run into the light. And this is within 60 feet. Okay, so they are going to produce their own spiritual weapon here. We got to make sure that it doesn't look like a Alicia's spiritual weapon. Okay, there we go. So they summon it between Gaiman and Akia, and their attack should have gone off, missed.
Yeah, that misses.
Right, more orcs are moving in the darkness. Trying to get in around you guys as best as they can, moving in the snow. All right, this is Stinky. This is one of the ones that Lotus hit. It's going to move over towards Akia. Akia, as it runs over, the creature is going to attempt to grapple you. All right, and it has Akia grappled. All right, and the final drudge here. They're just going to simply dodge. All right, and Lotus, you see the orcs are coming out.
Yes, I do. And I think Lotus will see that, see him sort of moving around, seeing like the combat readouts from Flavy, and she'll get this wry grin on her face, and she'll call out to the chief. It's like, you and your boys are looking a little cold. How about I light a fire for you? And with that, I'll go ahead and chuck out a fireball grenade that I will cast at 4th level. Good, I can get 4 of them here. Right there. It's a DC 18 dex save.
All right, the Eye of Groomish is the only one that succeeded. So these 3 up here are going to take full... Excuse me. So these 3... Actually, the War Chief would have succeeded because he dodged.
Alright.
These 2 are going to take full damage. Unfortunately for Populus, he did not have 24 hit points, so he was killed in that blast. These 2 are going to take 12. And the Eye of Groomish is going to attempt a con save. They make it to maintain concentration on their bless.
Alright, then seeing them getting closer and that spiritual weapon there, I'll then go ahead and take movement action. I'll go ahead and pop back a little bit here. Let's go here and then here, and then alright, and then going into the new round, I will attempt to pass to Akia.
Yes, they are going to steal. The paltry ogre will take it. right, the paltry ogre. They are gonna be no longer feared. They're gonna start rushing forward, moving 40 feet to here. They start running over towards Gaiman. Gaiman, they are about the same size as you. And as they run up, they are going to heft their club and attempt to bonk Gaiman. They did not have an advantage, so 11 will miss.
11's gonna miss.
Okay, and that is it for that ogre. We will pass it to the other ogre here. Once again, kind of moving in the darkness. And they are no longer feared. Lotus, you can see this ogre making its way towards you.
Those we got the ogre coming up on the back.
And it will throw a javelin at Lotus as it
Right,
runs
that
up
does
towards
meet
you.
my AC, but I will go ahead and burn my reaction a first level spell slot for shield. Up it up to 21.
There we go. Then his javelin bounces off your magical shield.
Yeah, you just see her just sort of bring up her arms with like the Doctor Strange like arcane rune shield come up.
Awesome. Okay, that is it for that guy. We will go ahead and pass it to Akia. Akia, you're grappled.
All right. Well, I don't want to be grappled, so I'm gonna. I'll attack the thing grappling me. Seems like a good idea.
A 16 will hit Stinky for 9 points of damage. What does it look like as Stinky is killed?
So Stinky comes up and grapples Akia. Akia's had like their shield out, so they actually grabbed a hold of their shield, and Akia just puts the shield against the orc's chest and activates the repulsion, and it just destroys all their internal organs.
Amazing.
They just drop to the ground, dead.
And I look at the orc and I say, I wouldn't have tasted good anyway. And then I will move over to flank and attempt to punch this guy, this ogre.
Let's see it. All right, that is a hit.
All right, and he is taunted.
And he's got the Akia taunt upon them.
Yeah. And then Kumakyu's just going to run away because I don't think they're hidden from this ogre anymore. So they're just going to run into the trees and dodge. And I will pass to... Let's see, that ogre already went. Alright, so I will pass to Gaiman.
All right, Gaiman is up.
All right. Gaiman is going to recklessly attack this ogre. There we go. I was trying to target it, and Peter's doing silly things. Right. So we are recklessly going to hit him with Lucille.
Yay.
All right, a 29 definitely hits the creature. 22 points of damage. Gaiman, what does it look like as Gaiman kills this ogre?
Gaiman just bellowing out. He is going to heft Lucille, cocking over his left shoulder, and diagonally he's just going to cleave straight through the ogre, shoulder to hip, and it's just a blur of motion. The ogre just sort of blanks, and then the top half slides off from the bottom half, and it's just a pile of meat. And Gaiman's going to turn to the rest of the orcs, bellow again, and we're going to run at the war chief.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, we're close enough, and so with his 40 feet of movement, he's able to get right up at his face, and then with his extra attack, again recklessly, still he's going to swing on the chief.
Absolutely canceling out the disadvantage from their dodge. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's action, movement, and I'm assuming the war chief's going to steal.
Absolutely. Right, and that is a big amount of damage to the war chief. As a reaction, after being slapped so hard, the war chief will, before he gets past you, will do a vicious reprisal to Gaiman for 13 points of slashing damage with his battle axe, or his great axe, I should say, in response. Okay, and the war chief will steal, stopping his dodge.
Oh, wait, I did that wrong. So I'm not used to the sheet like auto-calculating the resistance. I should have just hit 1.
Yes, it now does that, which is crazy. The war chief is going to target Gaiman, and Gaiman, the war chief's eyes begin to glow as it begins to use this ability, trying to use its searing stare upon Gaiman. Gaiman, this is a wisdom saving throw as he's trying to bane you.
Okay. No, doesn't want to roll a wisdom saving throw off the things. Hold on.
And in the DC is a 16.
You were blessed, so you should be adding plus that.
Oh, yep, you're right. All right, I'm going to roll a d4. I forgot to turn on bless for myself.
And make sure to bless yourself. Absolutely. All right. A 3. That is enough to pass. So the searing stare does not affect Gaiman. The creature lets out a bark and begins to rage as it begins to join Gaiman in this battle of frenzies. All right. And they're going to pass to their Eye of Grumsh. The Eye of Grumsh is going to move to here. They're going to command their spiritual weapon to move a little closer to Akia.
I'm gonna put up my shield and hope for the best.
As it kind of flies over towards Akia, it'll make an attempted bonk, but a 20 will miss Akia. So that's their bonus action to try to bonk Akia. And they got to use it while they got it. Let's see, and this is within 60 feet. So let's see here. Well, they are going to target Kia with this, kind of doubling up. They are going to command Kia to grovel in front of the Eye of Grumsh.
Looks like I might be doing that. Oh, you know what? I think I'll use my What's the DC?
It is a 15.
Is it still a D8?
It's a D8 until you guys turn level 10.
All right. Man, I really don't want to grovel. I guess I'll overclock as well.
All right, spending your resource to add your own intelligence modifier to your wisdom saving throw so that you do not have to grovel before this Eye of Grumsh. The Eye of Grumsh snaps its fingers as it sees your body, resists its magic. And it will pass to its allies in the back. Run up to here. All right, let's see. This guy is moving here. Lotus, this attack is coming out from the darkness, out from the bubble of light. So this attack is going to be made at advantage on you, and this guy can see you because you guys are surrounded by light. So this is a longbow attack at advantage against Lotus. But 13 isn't going to hit. Okay. This guy is going to stop dodging. They're going to move behind their boss. And as they run up to Gaiman, this is probably not a good idea. They're just going to run up behind him and attempt to battle axe him in the back. Oh! And Gaiman was reckless, correct, on his last attack?
Oh, yeah.
So oh my gosh. So as they run up, they deal a critical hit to Gaiman's back.
That's okay. I'm raging.
Okay. As they run up and boom, dig their battle axe into Gaiman. All right, and Alicia, you can see this guy, so he does not have advantage on this longbow shot on you. This is a straight roll on Alicia as this guy runs out of the darkness. All right, misses. All right, Akia, this is going to be an attack at advantage against you as this guy is attacking from the darkness. There's a huge miss. And this orc is going to run out into the lights, and they will pass to Lotus. Lotus, these orcs are starting to get very numerous.
I see. All right. Let's see here. All right, so now back to my turn. Shield goes down. Let's see here. So I'll go and move up a little bit just so I can pop over here with Alicia. All right. I'll go ahead and pass that base level here. I'll go ahead and throw out. Should I? For a second. Yeah, I kind of want to clear out some of these if I can. So I'll just go ahead and cast it 3rd level. I'll go ahead and throw out another fireball here. I'm gonna get at least 2 or 3 of these dudes over here. Oop. At least try to take care of the ones on our back flank here if I can. Ooh, nice damage there.
Ooh. So they all fail that, and they are all going to take 35 points of damage. And 2 of the orcs are immediately incinerated in your attack. The ogre is bloodied from that strike.
All right, then I'll go ahead and pass to Alicia.
All right, Alicia.
All right. Bonus action. Alicia's gonna move her spiritual weapon 20 feet forward. And then they themselves are going to move 20 feet as well. You worship the one-eyed god. But if you're going to be cowards and attack from the shadows, then so be it. How about we bring light to this? And it's going to cast the 3rd level daylight. So, spare bright light for 60 feet and sheds dim light for an additional 60. Essentially, irradiating this whole battle.
Absolutely. So it's all right, guys. The whole map is now lit.
And that's going to be their turn. I will pass it to... I'll pass it to Gaiman.
All right. Gaiman will continue to be reckless, and he's taking some hits, but he's squaring up against the war chief, and he's gonna lock eyes with him, and he say, "I'm gonna dedicate your death to Tempest. You will not see the blessing of your god. My god will eat your soul."
Holy shit.
All right, 22 for 18. Extra attack.
Wow, and that is a crit for 36 points of damage.
Now, does that include my single critical?
Let's see here. So it is 2d12 plus 5.
Looks like
plus
it
2.
is.
Okay, cool.
Because it's doubling up on that. Well, actually, no. So for our crits, we're essentially just doubling dice, right?
Correct, because we didn't do the crunchy crits.
So, yeah, it looks like he needs to... Does it add another d12? So it'd be 3d12 for him?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah, it's an additional D12 at my present level.
Yeah, so we need one more d12. All right, for another.
It's a 2.
Hey, all damage is good damage.
The creature looks incredibly hurt after that attack. He weighs back. He did get his reaction back, so he will try to maybe vainly strike back at Gaiman using his reaction. 2 hit Gaiman for 15 points of slashing. That does take his reaction.
taking the blow. Gaiman's just gonna laugh at him. And then he is going to bring Lucille up and he's going to lick some blood off the axe head.
Oh shit. Alright, going into round 4, the War Chief will steal. The War Chief sees if it gets its searing stare back. It does not. It holds its great axe aloft, and it attempts to strike Gaiman twice with its great axe. Attack 1.
Yep.
Yes, did you? And it will attack a second time. Oh, rolling very high on its d12s as it's able to make contact twice with Gaiman. Boom, boom. There's a loud, thunderous sound as the two titans here are fighting, which would give the opportunity for Gaiman to steal right back.
Okay, I thought I was going first at the start of the new round. Did I not? So I went at the end of the third round?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you went at the end of the third round. This was the start of the fourth. You beat up the war chief he stole. Then he tried to beat you up back. Did not beat you up well enough.
No, because I'm going to fucking kill him now.
Yes, Gaiman can steal. No, the war chief takes a big hit. He's on the ropes, his eyes rolling into the back of his head as blood leaks down his nose. And Gaiman, how do you finish off the orc war chief?
So the first attack is sort of, biting into him, forcing him down, rearing back with Lucille. He brings her down one final time, and he just collapses into a pile. And just with the force, it goes through him and biting into the ground. Gaiman yanks the axe free, and he's got this frenzied look on his face, and he's just staring at the orcs, covered in gore, blood, blood and spittle dripping from his mouth, and he's just staring around saying, "Who's next? Who's fucking next? This is your chief, dead at my feet. I will break all of you."
The orcs all begin to almost back up in their shoes. Their feet are scrambling at the snow at the sight of this.
And Gaiman will pass to this orc standing behind him. And he's just going to slowly turn around and just peer down and say, "Give it to me. Give me your best shot. Make it count."
Right, this is the tumultuous orc. It looks to the others and it says, "Run! Run! We cannot survive. I will try to hold on to this creature. Grumsh, give me strength!" As it tries to basically run into Gaiman's legs to try to slow him down, so the orc will attempt to grapple Gaiman. Oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
Such a brave lady.
It's
So this
just
is
basically
opposed athletics?
This is opposed athletics as it just dives into Gaiman's legs to try to stop Gaiman from chasing after. Ty goes to the defender. So even with a nat 20, it is not able to grapple Gaiman and stop him from what they're happening as the orc basically falls apart. It's going to pass to the Eye of Grumsh. And the Eye of Grumsh looks around Well, it's not going to waste its spiritual weapon. It's going to try to bonk Gaiman, or not Gaiman, Akia with its spiritual weapon. Because it's right there.
It.
It will then move to here. And it targets Gaiman. And it says, "Retreat, everyone! Retreat!" And as it targets Gaiman, it will say, "By the power of Groomsh, flee!" And this is on Gaiman. Trying to get Gaiman to run away to allow them to have a more clear exit.
What was the DC?
It's a 15.
All right. I'll throw out my Faxpiration.
Oh, there we go. All right. You pass the save of this spellcaster's command spell. That is all of their action economy. Okay, they pass to this ogre. The ogre heard the call to run, and it will say, "It's time to go." As it's running away, it will throw a javelin at Lotus. Missing Lotus.
Again, just missing my AC.
As another javelin comes careening towards you, the creature will try to run off map here. It'll pass to this orc. This orc will run 30 feet to here. As it's running away, it can see that it has a clear shot on Alicia. It'll make a longbow attack on her, missing as it's trying to run. This orc can't really even see anything, so they're just going to try to run off screen as best they can. All right, and this orc will also shoot at Alicia. It gets a 30 to hit, thanks to the bless that was cast upon it to hit Alicia. Makes the con save. And then they will attempt to run off map. Alicia, you can steal.
I will steal. Bonus action. I'm going to move spiritual weapon next to 17 to hit.
17 hits for 10 damage. The creature is bloodied as it's trying to grab at Gaiman's legs.
Sorry, I lost internet. I don't know what's happening on my end. What happened?
They're trying to run.
I'm trying to get back. Okay.
But they're not dashing away. They're like firing at us as they run.
Yeah.
So they haven't gotten too far yet.
They're like doing a tactical retreat, some might call it.
And then Alicia's going to target the Eye of Grump with a guiding bolt, first level.
It goes wide.
Gets a warning shot. Alright. That's going to be it for them.
Orf, do I need to apply any damage to myself, or did you do that while I was away?
No damage was done to Gaiman in this time.
Okay.
I will pass to... It's just upside. I'll pass it to Mika.
All right. Kumakyu is going to fire at the ogre that's fleeing to the south.
Right, a 12 will actually hit the ogre.
And then just to also speed them on their way, Akia is going to launch buzzing bees. As actually just going to split it 3 ways. One at the ogre going south, one at the Eye of Grumsh heading northeast, and one at the orc to the northwest, tumultuous, and I'll launch those out. Just first level, so just 3 targets. So 5, 2, and 4.
All right, going in the order of which.
Yeah, so 5 south, 2 with the Grumsh, and 4 to this orc.
And con save. And tumultuous is still up on those last legs. Oh my gosh.
That's all right. And then Kumakyu is going to move in closer to the group now that the danger is running away, and I'll pass to Lotus.
All right. I'll go ahead and target tumultuous. And yep, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and just pop cantrip here. Just go ahead and fire 2 of my optic eldritch blasts at it.
It does not survive your Eldritch Blast. Your first
And
Eldritch Blast.
since I've
takes
reduced
it
it
out.
to 0, that triggers my Dark One's Blessing, so I get 6 temp HP.
Very cool. There is this image that you guys can see of the Rime kind of picking itself up from the ground and just forming itself over Lotus like a protective layer.
I'll just move north here a little bit, do a loop. And then into the new round, I'll pass to Alicia.
All right, Alicia, you've been passed to. The orcs are trying to get away as best they can.
I think. Yeah. Alicia will shoot out another guiding bolt at the Eye of Grumsh. But hit or miss. That's gonna be the last of their.
An 18 makes it through this creature's armor class.
Alright. He is dimly lighting as he is trying to run into the darkness.
He is still concentrating on bless.
Bonus action, I'll just move my spiritual weapon out in front of me. That will be it, so I assume he's gonna steal.
Absolutely. All right, the corrosive orc Eye of Grumsh coughs. Their bonus action, they'll just slide their hammer up, and they'll whisper in Orcish, "It's hammer time," and they'll use their spiritual weapon to bonk Lotus. It shouldn't be at advantage. It's only a 16 to hit.
The 16 would hit my armor class, and you know what? I got plenty of temp HP, so I'll just let it ride.
As it is continuing to be kind of shitty here as it's trying to run away. Not wanting to be chased down, it once again targets Gaiman because it thinks it has to do this. It will once again do another command, telling Gaiman to run far away with its flee command. This is another wisdom saving throw on Gaiman.
I fail.
Gaiman's mind is temporarily confuzzled, confused by this magics. And then the creature goes, "Thank you, Eye of Roomsh," as it starts to try to run off map 30 feet. All right,
So I'm using my reaction to run 40 feet away from it.
So, for this spell, when your turn pops up, then you would flee.
Oh,
So on your turn, you would flee. Okay.
that
let's
sucks.
see. Yes, it is a really great bang for your buck first level spell, the command. And then if you're very creative, you guys could make something happen with this, because I think a lot of you guys have the command spell. Okay, this guy also will just run off map.
Lotus did take damage.
Oh, Lotus did take damage. Lotus, do you want to steal?
Sure. Is there any of them left? Yeah, I do see one over west here. So I'll go ahead and take a bit of movement. 30 feet here. Loop. And I'll go ahead and target this guy over here. Then I'll go ahead and fire 2 of my Eldritch Blasts at him.
All right, 5 damage for the first, and then 7 damage for the second. The creature's like boom, boom, as it's barely holding on to life.
I damaged it, so yep, that would give him the opportunity to steal.
Binary coughs as it lifts its longbow and shoots a longbow shot at Lotus. Like
That
fuck
does
you.
get me. Yep. Even the shield wouldn't protect me, so yep.
And then it starts to stumble off map like, this is a terrible idea. They will pass to infrequent. He looks at the creature that shot it. He's going to take one last ditched effort and throw a javelin at Kumakyu. This would be a disadvantage, so it'll miss. And they will just run 40 feet.
They throw a javelin into their dead friend, and we go, "What was that about?"
Yeah, it makes a loud kind of whoopee cushion-like sound as some of the gas held in the creature explodes. We'll pass to Akia.
All right, so Akia, I checked before he moved. The Eye of Grumsh was exactly within range, within 60 feet. So if I move 30 feet in the direction that that guy was moving, I should be back within 60 feet of him. And I know that the token doesn't always represent what something actually looks like. So I'm going to ask, are they wearing metal armor like it looked like in their token? Because I am going to heat metal them if they are wearing metal armor.
Let's look here. They are wearing armor that is made of mostly of leather, bone, and fur.
Okay. In which case, I think I'm just done. I'm just gonna pass. I think
Okay.
For Akia, they got away.
All right, if you guys are okay with them running away, they will just all scamper off into the night. The leaders of their sects basically defeated by y'all.
Is that okay with everybody?
Mm-hmm. It's all good for me.
Hmm.
Is there one in particular you wanted to chase down, Gaiman?
No, I mean, the Eye of Grumsh would be ideal, but I mean, we have a more important overall task. I mean, we have broken their spirits, they're really only effective in a group, and yeah, we can just move along. It's fine.
Hey. So the combat ends. The orcs that were fighting your B team runs off. The orcs that were trying to basically try to grab your prisoners are shaken off by them with their hands and feet still tied. You see that several of your dogs have used their magical booties to just like beat the crap out of a bunch of these orc drudges that came near them.
Bicycle kicks.
Drop kicks.
Just like Chun-Li, just into their
Sitting
chest.
back
Yep.
kick.
Oh, that's really cool. And the initiative is over. The bodies of the drudges lie on the ground. The war chief dead. I believe Gaiman, how did you kill the war chief? I got caught up in the action.
It was efficient, but it was bloody. So he kind of just smashed him into the ground with the first blow, because it was two pretty quick rounds of hammering. So he's just laying it into him, top to bottom. He's using his height to his advantage, and with the final blow, he's just piercing through the armor, through the body, into the ground, and he's just looking around in a frenzy. Just trying to scare the other orcs, proving the point that he was trying to make at the beginning, that this was a fucking bad idea.
We did give them a chance. They decided to not listen.
I wonder if they had any cool stuff.
Gaiman will immediately start rummaging through the corpse in front of him at Akia's suggestion that they might have cool stuff.
Oh, you know, it'd be really cool is if they had like something from. Well, I guess if they had such stuff from somebody that they stole from, those people would probably be dead. So never mind. I was gonna say we could like find something and return it, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, those orcs stole that stuff," but they'd probably be dead. So.
I mean, next to kin, maybe.
It's still possible. As Gaiman said, next weekend.
So the war chief did not get the opportunity to use this, so I'm going to place this all in the treasure channel in Discord from the war chief. The first thing Gaiman finds is he finds two potions of healing on the creature. You also find that the war chief had an ornate belt. It is a wide leather belt decorated with teeth, claws, and bones from fallen enemies. It doesn't appear to be a magical item, but it is this ornate belt.
I mean, is it ornate despite the gruesome decoration? or is it, or because it's been decorated with, claws and teeth of enemies?
That's how it's ornate. I would say it's like a. If you guys ever went to Hot Topic in the early aughts, and they sold those very crazy belts, this is one of them crazy belts. The way you said that, it's like I had one of those.
No, I definitely have seen them.
We know that which of you speak.
Yes.
And then there is a tribal totem that the orc chief seems to bear. It seems to be small and carved out of bone.
I now know you shouldn't grab random totems.
And then finally, the last thing it has are these two flags that it had strapped to its back that have been pierced with humanoid skulls, and they have this like red drapery that was attached to the flags. Also not magical, but pretty cool.
Should we like burn these?
I would be in favor of that.
Yeah, these are like rally flags for stabbing people through the heads. I don't like that. Akia will throw those into a pile and set them on fire.
So Gaben's already got a potion of healing. Whom else could benefit from having one?
I also have one potion of healing.
I've got quite a few I bought for myself, so someone else can have them if they want.
Yeah, I have 2 regulars and 1 greater.
I'll take it then. I've just got one regular.
Okay, well, in that case, we'll each take one of them, since there's 2.
Okay. Thanks. I hope it's not poison.
Actually, if you want both, I misread my sheet. I have 2 potions of healing. Excuse me.
Oh no, I'm good. I have healing spells as well.
Okay. I just know that's not quite your forte, so I just wanted to be equitable because I've got hit points to spare.
Lotus, you get 11 hit points. And gaming, you can get the rest of that 58.
So 47.
Nope, 58.
Oh, 58. Damn.
Yep.
All right, back
Yeah.
up to full.
Yeah, the first 2d6 was for Lotus. And it doesn't look like he had some damage.
Nope, just temp.
As you guys are looking at the aftermath of the battle, the spiritual weapons fade away, the effects of bless fade away, the broken bodies of the drudges and the ogres kind of lay listless on the ground. Alicia, you would see that Danica is walking up to each of them, and you can hear that she gives a small prayer to Selune over each.
I won't disturb her work. I'll just watch.
Copper, are you okay?
I'm fine, Akia. But there's something that you and I haven't talked about. Well, me and the entire group haven't talked about. Well, we you helped me out a lot in our mission to see what happened to my old friend Macratis.
Right. If this is about upgrading the knobber knocker, I mean, I know you have a lot going on right now. I didn't want to press you on it when you were dealing with the loss of your friend.
Well, he scratches his head. It's actually something very simple. And he says, can you produce the knobber knocker?
Certainly.
Everyone, you see it as Ikea produces the knobber knocker. Knobber knocker will look to it, cough, and then open a latch on the inside, and you see that there is a switch. And the switch right now is set to low, and the other side is balls to the wall. And he says, do you want me to flip the switch?
Yes.
And he will do so. So now the damage is going to scale, not based on a set dice amount, but on Akia's character level. So let me just make sure it does that real quick. If Akia wants to take the knobber knocker from his character sheet and delete that, the one in companion powers should now be fixed to do what it should do.
All right.
And then if you would like to roll it out into chat to see how much it does. Low, balls to the wall. Is that not how things are set up in your world?
All right. Companions, powers. There we go. Let's see. How do I do this? Do I drag knobber knocker to my sheet?
Yep, knobber knocker tinker to your sheet. Upgraded.
Let's see where that went.
And that should be in the companion powers and items.
Looks like it went to active abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Holy crap, yes. So the damage there scaled very well.
What?
So, as you fire it, what is Akia's reaction to seeing the balls to the wall setting on the knobber knocker?
Akia gets knocked back on their behind by the kickback, and they're like, I was not expecting that.
He nods. Mm-hmm. Yes. I really wanted to make sure that the setting was accurate to how powerful it really is.
For a second, when you just a half a second before you said scales with, and before you said Akia's level, I thought for certain you were going to say the size of the size class of the opponent, because that determines the size class of the testicles.
Uh,
Just for
You
a
know-
second.
I think we should think that it does do that, because that would be pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That is awesome, Knobberknocker.
Mm-hmm. That is my big boon for you. I'm sorry it can't be something even more flashy, but hopefully, in a time crunch, when it's most needed, the Knobberknocker will save the day.
Thank you.
Wata will speak up and kind of do a little cough and say, is there anything that we need to take care of here on the battlefield before we continue to set out toward Rebel's End?
We've gotten what few things we could off this one. Which sort of just points to the decapitated body of the chief.
We should-
Unless...
We should maybe make sure they didn't have any prisoners or anything of the sort.
Wait.
And Akia will start making their way towards the camp area.
Excellent. A quick inspection of their camp reveals that they don't have any prisoners of war or any beasts of burden. That seems to be a... if you guys had to guess, you see that most of their supplies have been eaten up. So if they did have any horses or oxen or anything like that, or axe beaks or dogs, they have been used as food. You see there is a small pile of bones that is near the camp.
Okay. I believe we've done all we can here.
Looking at how healthy you all look, Wata would say, I'm quite surprised you all. Those was a lot of orcs, and it took everything we had to fight them off, but you were clearly able to defend yourselves easily. I was going to suggest we take a short break, but it doesn't look like you're any all worse for the wear.
I did notice something interesting, and it's like, I noticed that when I defeated one of them, and it seemed to have gone away. It seems to have gone away now, but this strange sort of like Rime ice pattern appeared on me. And she was just sort of like use like the minor illusion to just sort of like reenact that for him.
Yes, it started to cover up your tattoos.
I think it might be another boon of sorts from my pact.
And the big thing is we were needing daylight to deal with the statue, right?
Yes, there's a certain spell listed on Lotus's body that needs a special reagent, celestial blood, to take out this statue in Bryn Shander.
Okay, thank you for reminding me of that plot thread. Sorry.
It's all good.
No, it is all okay. We have, I believe, all played in sandbox games, and sometimes it can be a little overwhelming with all of the information that is going on, all of the active quests and quests you completed kind of tumbling around in the head like a bingo tumbler. Excellent. Well, then we will push on. You guys leaving the site of this ambush.
And we just hear a strange, ominous voice saying, "You must gather your party before venturing forth."
Grey Barbarian needs food now. Bear-like artificer needs oil change. Trying to think how they would say that in Gauntlet Legacy. I'm not sure.
Lotus, you will notice as we start traveling again, Akia gives you like weird side glances.
Yes.
And every time you reach into your pack for something, they sort of stare at you, and then they turn away.
All right, let me go ahead and put the token here. It's like, Kia, is everything all right?
Yes.
Insight check.
Okay.
11.
Seven deception.
No.
Lotus, something is very hokey about Akia right now.
You know, Akia, my mother would do something similar to me. I would, be up to something shady, and she would ask me what's wrong, and I would tell her, "Oh, nothing," and she knew exactly what was going on. So, Akia, please, I won't. I promise I won't be mad. Just tell me what's going on.
Nothing of significance.
Yeah.
And you see, just like she did before, you see her just putting her hands on her hips, just tapping her foot. Please, tell me what's going on.
Okay. I might have upgraded a piece of your equipment, and I am a little anxious, I suppose, to see you use it.
All right. Why didn't you just tell me?
I think it would be funnier not to tell you.
She'll just blink a couple times and then start digging through her stuff. It's like, all right, what did you do? What did you do it to?
I still think it would be funnier not to tell you.
Like, yeah.
That is my name.
What did you touch? What did you improve?
Can can we just say it's nothing bad that I've done, so it's okay?
Look, yeah, just tell me. Yes, I don't want to go reaching for something and have it like literally blow up in my face. My face is messed up enough already as it is.
All right. Let's see. How often? Okay, so out of character, how often does Lotus smoke a cigarette?
Oh, it's like I'd say she probably goes through like she probably goes through like probably like half a pack a day.
Would you have had a cigarette since Akia took your stuff?
I'd say probably not at first. It's like, with like the travel there, and then like she would have been still feeling the adrenaline rush for the bow, so she wouldn't have felt the need to take a hit just yet.
Okay, Akia will go. Okay, but I'll tell you, but it won't be nearly as fun that way. If you really want me to.
All right, fine. Keep your secrets. And then she'll move to the back of the sled, and then she'll reach for a cigarette, and then use prestidigitation to light it.
Alright. As you reach for your package of cigarettes, Akia just starts involuntarily chuckling. They can't keep a straight face, even though their facial features don't move. They cannot keep a straight face as they think that they have done something hilarious. And as you open up the pack of cigarettes, as you fold it open, the opening of the pack of cigarettes magically forms into a mouth, and it's going to whisper to you, "Smoking is bad for you." And then it's just going to go, "Ah," and the mouth is going to open up, revealing the cigarettes inside.
She'll drop the pack to the to the floor of the sledge and be like, "God, what the fuck?"
And it's until you close it, it'll just sit there for 25 minutes with its mouth, its literal mouth open, with the cigarettes out like a tongue.
Yeah, she's not touching that. She's just like letting it sit for there, and she's just sort of like inching away from it, and it's like the whole time it's like she's shaking half from just like fear of this thing and a half from like, you know, like nicotine withdrawal.
Akia waves and gives you a thumbs up.
I will say, out of character, she is like scared, but I'm telling you, like right now, I have like the biggest smile right now.
Akia, you feel a hand on your shoulder. It is the hand of Watto. And Watto leans into you and says, "Akia, that was a decent prank, but we have to be careful out here. We don't want to frighten the dogs." And he points to the dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we never know what we're going to stumble upon out here in the dark.
Okay. Akia is just oblivious, has no idea what. Like,
Pulling pranks could potentially get you guys killed.
yeah, Akia is not registering that.
Akia and Akia alone, can you make me a perception check as you guys are doing your adventuring here?
11.
Do you want to stick with your 11?
No. That seems important. I'll bump it to a 15. But that's all I got.
Okay, with a 15, Akia, you see some strange things out in the snow in front of you. And why it sticks out to Akia specifically, everyone. Akia, you remember a conversation that you had with your sibling unit, Akia 11. We could do a timey-wimey, wimbly-wobbly sort of situation. Akia 11, of course, not here right now. You remember Akia 11 talking about how your parent had designed a different sort of project before you were born. They called them the bundle units. And how they had placed them throughout Icewind Dale, but they had hopefully decommissioned most of them, or tried to shut most of them offline, because the project created quite dangerous creatures. And the biggest issue was your parent based them off of one of the cutest creatures in creation. Penguin. Akia, you see out in the distance what appears to be small penguin constructs just kind of hanging out, frozen in the snow.
I see something over there. It reminds me of a project that those might be dangerous.
Maybe we ignore them for now.
Well, my mother, Redalia, made these bundle units. They could be dangerous to people passing by.
Dangerous how?
Well, they're supposed to be shut down, but it looks like there are some over there.
This is a rough estimation of what they look like in Akia's mind.
We should probably make sure they're not going to activate on anyone passing by.
If you think you have the ability to disarm them,
Well, it's just sort of feels like a responsibility. If part of your family did something dangerous and anyone got hurt, you might feel a bit responsible if you didn't do anything.
Yes, what you're talking about there, Kia, is called guilt.
I mean, I was not involved in their creation, but it's still my family's responsibility if something were to go wrong with them. And I don't believe they should be out here, which is curious in itself. If you don't mind, I'd like to investigate.
Very well. If you're going, I'm definitely going to back you up.
Oh, and just so you know, before I forget, and while we're not within earshot of the prisoners over there, I've put a similar enhancement on Fef's shackles to alert us if he gets out of them.
Good plan. Says that now that they've quieted down, she'll pick up her pack of cigarettes.
And Akia will head over to investigate, very carefully head over to investigate the bundle units.
Excellent. So we will then start our next session with Akia making his way over to the bundle units, supported by you all, to figure out what is happening with these small robotic penguins. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And it will take us back to our start page.
why does one have a name tag that says Gunther?
Yeah, that one robotic penguin has a rock for you. I don't know what that means.
Because it's a friendly robotic penguin. It's saying Gunther Tag.
Gunther Tag. Very nice. Very nice. Well, gentlemen, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your weekend. If you have Father's Day plans, if that's something that you do, I hope that it goes very well for you. If you are a father, happy Father's Day to you.
Same to you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the game, Morpheus.
My pleasure. We will see you guys next week as we continue our adventure into Icewind Dale and our way to Revels in Prison. Anyways, I have to head to bed. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your evening. Good night, gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you next time.